Screw the intro, let's just do this. Number 10, 51 Clubhouse Games. Is that what it's called? I forget the exact title of the game, but this one might seem a bit odd and a bit out of the ordinary, but I really enjoyed this game. I loved learning all the new games as well. There's so many board games that I didn't really know how to play, never even heard of. I learned how to play shogi. It's called shogi, the Japanese game. I learned a lot of board games, and it's online as well. It was great during lockdown. It was a great game just to spend with friends and my partner. You know, we couldn't see each other during lockdown. It was a really good game for that. It's the kind of game I can just get into instantly, pick a game, play online, be competitive, have a little laugh, and honestly, that's why it stood out to me so much and why it's in my top 10 games. When it comes to pure fun, pure enjoyment, and how easy and accessible it is to play, then yeah, this takes the cake. Also, try playing Ludo 4-player, and every time you skip a turn, drink. Yeah, it's a good time. Number 9, Tetris Connected. Now, this game came out on the VR, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love Tetris. I'm a big Tetris fan. It's one of those games I can put on and get my thinking cap on. I guess, you know, I quit smoking, so in a way, Tetris is like my new smoking. Instead of going outside for a cigarette and having like a brainwave, Tetris is my thinking game, you know what I mean? I sit there, I can think of ideas and kind of, you know, get in my little zen mode. And that's why Tetris has a special place in my heart, especially this one with the music and everything. It's funny, because when the Xbox Series X first launched, this was a game I pretty much played the entire day. I didn't even get around to playing, you know, Yakuza and Assassin's Creed. It's a nice chill game, and it's on Game Pass, so it was free. Well, I say free, you know what I mean. It's just a lovely experience, and I recommend checking it out. Number 8, Animal Crossing. This one isn't very surprising, and again, when it comes to pure enjoyment, then yeah, this game definitely is in my top 10. I played this with my partner pretty much when the lockdown just started, and we had the 2 TVs next to each other, and it was just a great experience. It was our first Animal Crossing game as well, so that definitely, you know, made it more enjoyable. And Animal Crossing is just really fun and really rewarding. I really enjoy it. I will say that I'm the kind of person where I'll play Animal Crossing for a month or 2 and never play it again, and that has rung true, but when I was playing it, it was so fun. I loved just going to other people's islands, selling the fruit. Everyone got so into the turnip selling, and I think, you know, I had a lot of friends who'd played it and would visit each other's towns and sell items. It was just a great bonding experience, to be honest, and I think during everybody's, you know, dark time, it really helped and just kind of took people's minds off this whole lockdown situation. So Animal Crossing is a pretty obvious choice, but yeah, when it came to pure fun, Animal Crossing is definitely up there. Number 7, Zelda Age of Calamity. Now, I was a little bit skeptical at first. I was like, oh, I'm kind of over the whole, you know, you take Dynasty Warriors or Dynasty Warriors, however you say it, and then you mash it with a game. I was getting a bit over it, to be honest, but somehow Zelda Age of Calamity just feels completely brand new, and the battle system feels so much better than all the other Dynasty Warrior games. I have to admit, the frame rates do drop a lot, and multiplayer is unplayable, and let's say patch it, I would stay clear away from the multiplayer aspect, but the story, the graphics, the combat, everything's really top notch, and as someone who absolutely loves Breath of the Wild, one of my favorite games of all time, just amazing to see these characters back in action. Plus, I don't want to spoil anything, but there are some changes and twists along the way. It's a great roster of characters, lots of variety, and as a whole, I was left really satisfied. It was also tough as nails. Holy crap, the last level was so difficult. I've got a clip somewhere, I saved it on my Switch. I seriously had a quarter of a heart left in the last boss, and none of my characters had any health, so I couldn't even swap to them. It was tense. I've never in my life had my butt clenched so hard while playing a game. I was honestly plopping me pants. Number 6, Hades. If I'm honest, I hadn't been following this game, and the only game I played from Supergiant was Transistor, and I liked that game, but I didn't beat it. It didn't really grasp me. So I was like, I guess I'll check it out. It might be okay. And I got hooked instantly. The gameplay feels tight, it's addicting, the story's great, the voice acting's great. Everything about this game is just top notch. There's not a true flaw you can really fault this game for. But if you haven't already, please check this out. It's a great game and you will not regret it. Number 5, Star Wars Squadrons VR. Now, I say VR because this is very important. I played Star Wars Squadrons, it was a free trial on EA Play, and I thought it was lame. Honestly, I didn't like the first-person perspective, which a lot of people might boo me for and call me a blasphemer, but I don't like controlling vehicles in first person. For me, it's gotta be third person. So after the first mission, honestly, it just kind of turned me off and I didn't want to play it again. Then I noticed it was on sale on the PS5 and I thought, you know what, I'll give it another go, why not? And holy shit, do I not regret that decision whatsoever. It looks amazing in VR and it plays amazing in VR because the thing is, you can actually look around you and see what's going on. Unlike on the TV where you've only got a limited view, you can see everything and see its location. It's just so immersive as well, and the story's quite interesting so far. I have to admit, I haven't played a massive amount of it because I can only play around 5 minutes at a time before I start feeling very sick. So if you have motion sickness, I would not recommend it. I can play most VR games, but the ones where you're zipping around all over the goddamn place and doing flips, yeah, my brain does not like that very much at all. But even still, like, it stood out to me so much, and I always want to play it. I always want to go back to it, even if I do feel sick. But here's a pro tip. I'm not advocating drinking, but if you do get drunk and play it in VR, I noticed that I didn't feel sick in the slightest. I have no idea why, but it seemed to help me, and I could play for a long time compared to when I'm sober. Just a little tip. Number 4, Sackboy Adventures. Is that what it's called? Sackboy Adventures. Sackboy the Adventure. Sackboy's Sackboy Adventure. I mean, what to say about it? The graphics are amazing, it controls well, the levels are varied, it's got co-op, which, to be honest, I think is why it ranks higher than most things, because I played with my partner and we had a lot of fun together, and the whole experience was just a joy. We absolutely loved Sackboy Adventures, and I honestly can't wait for more Little Big Planet games. I've been a huge fan of the Little Big Planet series, so I'm really excited to see what happens next. But yeah, definitely worth checking this out, especially if you got someone to play it with. Number 3, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, I'll be honest, the Yakuza franchise has interested me for a while, but they're all in Japanese. I am somebody who prefers the dub, and I don't like reading subtitles all the time, which again, you might boo me for and call me a blasphemer, but that's just how I like to play games. So when I heard that Yakuza Like a Dragon was turn-based and it had the dub, it just seemed like the perfect game for me. A game that can take itself seriously, but also doesn't take itself seriously, that is definitely my kind of writing. Lovable cast as well, the gameplay is addicting, the soundtrack is banging. It's just a very unique, interesting game, and I'm a huge fan of the franchise now, to the point where I might go back and play all the games that don't have the dub. I'm playing Judgment at the moment, and that's pretty cool, but yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon, man, it's so good. I really recommend playing it. It's just a delightful game. I mean, what else can you say? Number 2, Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Now, I know this game's been out for a long time, technically, but the addition of co-op just completely changed the game. Me and my partner played this, and honestly, we were addicted. We would go to sleep and dream about Pikmin. In the morning, we'd both say, oh, we were dreaming about Pikmin. We were obsessed with it. We did every challenge, every mission, every boss, got every collectible. We 100% the whole game because that's how much we loved it. I honestly can't wait for Pikmin 4. I want it now. I just love Pikmin. Again, kind of like the Sackboy Adventures, I do think the co-op does add to the game, and that's what made my experience so memorable. But the game as a whole was just amazing, and for some reason, yeah, I just... Even now, I think about it and I just smile. I loved Pikmin 3 so much. Highly recommend it. So yeah, I guess check it out if you want. Number 1, Demon's Souls. I've never played Demon's Souls before on the PS3, and I only kind of recently got into the Dark Souls games. The first one I ever played was Bloodborne, loved that one. Played Dark Souls 3, loved that one. Dark Souls 2 I came back to recently, I beat. Dark Souls 1, you know, controversial opinion, is my least favorite one, but I beat that recently. Sekiro is probably my favorite, but then Demon's Souls comes along for the PS5. Oh, I absolutely loved it. I think what made this more interesting for me was that this was the first time I pretty much did the whole game by myself. Dark Souls 3 I played mostly co-op, and I feel Bloodborne and Sekiro are so different to Dark Souls that it wasn't really the same experience, so for me this was just such a breath of fresh air. The game is gorgeous as well, and I love the bosses. Some bosses are pretty much glorified set pieces, but I love the variety. I just found the game so satisfying. I've beat the game twice since it came out, or technically 2.5 times. It's a very addicting game, very rewarding, and if I'm completely honest, I think it's the best in the series. I seriously can't think of one giant flaw for this game. Well, aside from that stupid spider, I hate that boss so much. But yeah, if you're able to get a PS5 and have a chance to play this game, I highly recommend doing it. And hey, if it gets too hard, just let me know, add me on PlayStation, and I will help you out. Holy shit, while editing this, I completely missed out Final Fantasy VII Remake. That game was amazing. Shit, I guess that would be my number 4? I guess top 11 then. I'm an idiot. As far as remakes go, it's one of the best remakes I've ever played, and of all time in my opinion. The music's amazing, the graphics are gorgeous, the battle system is fun as hell. It's a little bit padded, but it still feels satisfying, the characters are great, the voice acting's great. Everything about this game is top notch. So yeah, highly recommend it. And that's it, my top 10 games of 2020. Anyway, leave a comment down below what was your favorite game of 2020, and until next time, have a wonderful day.